Hi, this is Cheryl, and I'm going to pull cards from the Halloween Oracle deck, and I cleansed the deck already. Oh, I found this game today, and this is a cool game. Hi, Q. Okay. Okay. Let's see if any more cards come out. Okay, we got quite a few cards, and I'm going to read from the book. We got Hearth, Invisibility, Black Cat, Skull of Stars, Graveyard, Dawn, and Ancestors. Okay, I'll do Ancestors first. Ancestors card. The love and legacy of our DNA. I walk in their footsteps, their wisdom inside me remains. I am unique, yet carry a legacy. Their blood runs in my veins. Whether or not we know our ancestors, we are the product of those who have lived before us, DNA-wise. Externally, we may have the body type of our father, our mother's eyes, our grandmother's nose, our great-grandfather's skin tone. On the inside, it gets even more interesting. We know now that we can inherit the way our body works, blood types, genetic disorders, even propensities for aspects of brain function like introversion, musicality, and mathematics. Many pagan paths associated with Halloween believe that we are born perfectly imperfect to be exactly what we are meant to be. What does this mean? It means that the gifts our ancestors have left us and the unique synergy of the combination of the physical, mental, and physical that is created within us sets us up perfectly to achieve our ultimate purpose. Should the ancestor card bring itself to your attention, know that you are ready and able to take action in your birthright of power. You have the support of those who came before you. There may be challenges or struggles, but you have everything you need to overcome them. You will prevail. Black Cat. Fortune meets opportunity. Sleek and black and lantern-eyed crosses your path with a hiss. Good luck and fortune sweep by with a kiss. In traditional folklore, cats were said to have 1 foot in this world and 1 foot in the next. They were the conduit between the underworld and this world and the fortune and opportunity. In the times of Inquisition in the Middle Ages, cats were hunted because they were said to be allies of evil entities such as devils and witches. Black cats, black being associated with the darker aspects of the supernatural, were especially singled out. Historians believe this unprecedented killing of the cats in the name of eradicating evil led to an unchecked increase in the rat population, which was responsible for the alarmingly rapid spread of the bubonic plague and the death of millions of people. These days, in Germany, for example, a black cat passing one's path indicates impending misfortune. Yet in ancient Britain, they were considered good luck and were even given to brides on their wedding day. In Japan, to this day, they are considered very good luck and bringers of fortune. Should the slinky black cat cross your path through this oracle, know that good luck and fortune will be meeting you promptly. Also know that your luck will be even luckier if you are prepared to take advantage of every special opportunity that comes your way. Okay, next is Graveyard. Unnecessary fear. The stones, they mark the eternal resting place, yet the spirits are walking and they're ready for the chase. Today's modern graveyards are restful places, normally highly manicured and very well set out. Whilst they can be places of profound sadness, few are the creepy Gothic places of old, yet they still hold an undercurrent of fear and seem frightening places. Due to countless stories of haunted graveyards, the thought of walking through cemeteries evokes fear in many of us. We imagine zombies and ghosts rising out from the graves and bad spirits hiding out, waiting to harm us, an unsuspecting living person who walks by. The idea of being at a graveyard after dark or worse at midnight is the stuff of dares and nightmares. But this isn't the way with every culture. On the Mexican Day of the Dead, whole families picnic on the graves of their loved ones who passed. Children play on the graves, people play music, drink wine, and share food, all in the company of the dead. Graveyard dust is used as an ingredient in protective spells, not in curses. Pull this card and know that you fear unnecessarily. Things are not as they seem, and you can overcome your obstacles. The anxieties you have, although real, should be put aside before they haunt you long term. Instead, trust that you know the correct next steps and you will act upon them. Hearth. Happiness is in our hearts and homes. The heart of every home, the fire that unites, winter's warmth, centers, stories, love, and delights. The ancient Romans believed that every home had a heart, and it was the hearth. Where the fire burned, the family gathered for sustenance, communication, and protection. This concept was so important to the culture that there was a huge city hearth, the Vestal Temple, where the fire of the home goddess, Vesta, burned forever without ever going out. This sacred flame was protected by the soldiers with their very lives should there be an invasion. The place where goddess Vesta was honored within every ordinary home was also the hearth. It is where women prepared food and cooked. Some of the food was always offered back into the fire as an offering to Vesta for her blessing and protection. Often husbands were sent away on military duty for years on end, and their wives at home were not just expected to keep the home and often the business running, but to wait for their husbands faithfully until their return. They prayed to Vesta to ensure their family members' safe return and to keep the fires of love stoked. The saying, "Keep the home fires burning," was inspired by this practice. Should the hearth card appear in your divination, you are being asked to look at your idea of what home and family is for you. Take the time to build up your love fire and have it burning brightly. Make your relationships a priority. If there is a conflict within your home and family, it's time to take concrete steps to address the issue for good. If you or a member of your family is away from home due to travel or work, know that protection is being given. Invisibility. Authenticity. Heart beating, we sense but do not see. They touch, we chill, they come unseen. You know that feeling you sometimes have that someone is watching you? You cannot see them, yet you have a distinct feeling that someone is there. All the hairs are on the back of your neck. You think there's something in the corner of your eye, but when you turn, there's nothing to be seen but empty air. This is the power of invisibility, the indirect fear and the covert threat of having to fight something that we cannot see. Humans have a strong visual sense, so it is no wonder that we are uneasy about things we cannot see. The ancients believed that all manners of creatures, mythical and physical, and of course the deities, could make themselves invisible at will. When we consider that some animals are camouflaged so well by their coats or behavior that sometimes even if we are looking straight at them, they are hard to see within their environment. That invisibility isn't such a far-fetched concept. In many cultures, the idea of beings who could watch us undetected were and still are common. Djinns, angels, nature spirits, the fae, and even practitioners of magic, such as witches, are said to have the power to appear and disappear at will. Later in literature and then in the movies, invisibility becomes a common power. We now have fictional superheroes that are invisible and even cloaks of invisibility. The concept of invisibility is a double-edged sword. Whilst it is a powerful tool to be able to gain information or to assist whilst no one sees, individuals using it are privy to information that may not be meant for them, and it may be taken out of context or unethically. It is a power of manipulation and easily abused. The idea of hiding away and not being seen is also a big part of the dark side of this concept. We are all born to shine in our light into the world and to take our roles. Hiding our talents, not expressing our true selves, stealing other ideas or work, and being someone else rather than your authentic self are all aspects to consider should this card appear in your reading. Skull of Stars. Next card. Infinite possibilities. Why think so small when galaxies spin within? Realize that you are made of the stuff of stars, and infinite possibilities begin. This skull brings us back to the fact that we are all made of stuff of stars, yet many of us think so small. We are each born with a blank canvas to paint upon, and we are indeed an open sky of possibilities. It's easy to feel small in a world that is so busy, impersonal, and seemingly self-absorbed. We can at times feel lost and unclear about our direction, and lose sight of our place in the cosmos. The Skull of Stars reminds us that we are only limited by our own imagination and boundaries. If we can dream it, it is possible. This card indicates that you need to think bigger and more broadly about your future and what you would like to achieve. Perhaps there are false beliefs, often old, that no longer serve you as you grow and change. Sometimes these beliefs may not even be yours. They may have been imparted to you by your parents or the wider community, yet feel rather incongruent to you. You need to endeavor, with all of your heart and soul, to live the life you want and honor your own wishes and truth. And the last card is Dawn, the light after the darkness. After the darkest times, the sun will always rise. The dawn will always come. This can be no surprise. Whilst midnight is often thought of as a magical hour, throughout time, dawn has also had its share of the mystical. All manner of magical beings had to return to their true forms by dawn. Werewolves, for example, and vampires could only be active whilst the rays of the sun did not pierce the sky. Dawn and deities of dawn heralded both hope and new life. Goddesses such as Oster and gods like Helios and Apollo were those who brought new life and the dawn's light to the world. The journey from the darkest night of the soul to a bright and hopeful dawn is one of the deepest and most powerful heroes' paths repeated over in mythology. Should you receive the Dawn card, you are being reminded that there's always a fresh start and a new beginning to be had. Change is unstoppable, and even the most difficult times will pass, no matter how devastating they may seem. Hope is one of the most powerful motivating forces in the universe, and it's being indicated here. And that was the reading for the Halloween Oracle. That was pretty good reading. And thank you for joining me, and have a great night.